Hello, you, and welcome to episode 79 of Movies and Us. I am Marcus.
And I'm TJ.
And this is the movie review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes. And today, we are reviewing the 2011 release of Captain America, the first Avenger. I probably just blew someone's eardrums out. I'm so sorry. What to do next? It's been a long time since I've done this, I feel. This movie was released in 2011.
Directed by...
Okay. The rest of the movies... Really? That's next? There's no other preamble?
No, we always get the credits out of the way because there's credits.
I know, but that quickly? Wow, just... Jesus, that feels weird. Okay, this movie is directed by Joe Johnston. And if it sounds familiar, he was a VFX artist on Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he did some movies. Screenplay by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. Why does Stephen McFeely sound familiar?
No idea.
This movie is produced by Kevin Feige. Great guy, great dude. Starring Chris Evans as Captain America, Tom Lee Jones as some general dude, Hugo Weaving as Red Skull, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes.
Yeah, we're getting some of the big names in this movie.
You know what's awesome though? Like they didn't have to recast anyone.
Yeah.
From this movie. Like that's oh, did they ever recast Peggy?
No.
Just old age makeup, I guess, huh?
They did old age makeup and they gave her a daughter?
Yes. Or granddaughter.
Which is a plot hole, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Is it in this plot hole in this movie or
no, in later MCU stuff.
Gotcha. That's great. Dominic Cooper as Stark, Howard Stark.
Yep.
Neil McDonough as one of old Captain's friends.
Yeah,
Derek Luke.
He's a big character actor, McDonough.
Yeah. Derek Luke in the movies before, and Stanley Tucci, which caught me off guard because I was like, oh, that character was Stanley Tucci. Also starring all the people, TJ.
Samuel Jackson as Nick
Samuel
Fury.
Jackson.
Or Samuel Jackson, but whatever. You don't knock Samuel Jackson.
Oh, never do. He's great.
Kenneth Chow as Jim Morita, and then there is Bruno Ricci, Stan Lee. There's a lot of names, but it's in a block of text, so we're going to skip those ones.
I'm going to go over to the IMDb real quick. You have Toby Jones as Dr. Zola. I'm looking for the characters who J.J. Field as James Montgomery Falsworth, whoever that is.
Richard Armitage is apparently in there. Michael Brandon also did a role.
Like Shrapnel, Martin Sherman, Bruno Ricci. Did you say that name already? Probably.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Just people and faces. There's not many females in this movie, huh?
No.
Wow, I'm just looking at that. Like, there's that one female character is the main character, but like,
it's a period piece in the 40s, so.
I know. It's just wow, weird. So that's the starring. What else do I do next? Let's go back up. This movie has a runtime of 124 minutes. That's 2 hours and 4 minutes. The movie's long. This movie felt long. I'm not going to lie. That's probably one of my complaints when I saw this movie twice in my life. One time before this and then this. And I guess subconsciously that's what I didn't like about this movie when I first saw it. But now it's long.
I felt it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I was literally falling asleep because I was watching it at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
But like I was falling asleep. But once I got into it. So.
No, that's fair. I don't. There was never a point for the movie I got into it. Maybe because I knew where it was heading. It's like, okay, I know where this is going. Why am I watching this?
Rewatching it this time around, it is very cheesy at moments.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's very stereotypical of period pieces at certain points. But
I also like that when you're watching it from this perspective again, you see the things.
You're right.
You'll see visual keys and hints to what's going to come and later on in the Captain America movies.
Although there is a major freaking plot hole in this movie.
Did I pick up?
Major plot hole.
Well, you got pointing out to me, so I don't think I picked up on it.
That's fine.
I'm curious. Okay, let's go. The budget for this movie
was into the box office. Okay.
What? Did I miss anything?
No, sometimes we go to the box office, sometimes we go behind the scenes. It's always a toss-up.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do, TJ?
You already started. What did this movie make?
The budget was estimated, Jesus, that's a big gap, from 140 on the low side or 260 on the high side. Well, you don't know.
I didn't get that. I got something different, actually.
The budget?
Yeah, I
On
got
Wikipedia?
$140 million budget for.
Oh, I'm looking at the budget itself right now. It says minimum 140, maximum 216 mil.
No, I got 140 million budget.
Yeah, well, it's something. And the box office it made was $370 million.
Made more than its money back. So
Yes, sir. I mean, it made enough to make a sequel and keep the Moose franchise going.
two sequels.
Exactly. Well,
Well, three sequels technically.
yeah, two official Captain America sequels and then other sequels, I guess. I mean,
Well,
technically, they're all sequels, aren't
well,
they?
no, there's going to be a Captain America 4.
At the time of the recording, there is going to be one. But
Yeah.
I guess can't you count I guess sequels as, in this sense?
And if you want to count,
Infinity War, like anything he's in.
well, you can count Infinity War. I was also going to say Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Oh yeah.
So
I kept the franchise and the MCU going. Let's say that.
Yeah, it was a success.
Yeah. It's such a success. It landed in the top 20. That's good. It landed above X-Men First Class. It lands at number 18, right above X-Men, right below Adventures of Tintin.
I guess we did that.
We did pretty much the whole. So I'll do it like I did last week. So Captain America grossed 370 at number 18. And number 1 was Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. Part 2 with 1.3 billion.
Yeah, well, that's Harry Potter.
I wonder, I guess they're making, let's say that they make the Harry Potter Cursed Child, whatever the prequel sequel thing it is, with the new Avengers and Marvel stuff. Who do you think will top the box office?
Oh,
do you think it'd be Harry Potter, or do you think it'd be the Marvel stuff?
It'd be Avengers. Harry Potter's died down over the last decade.
So has Avengers stuff, though. People
they're still bringing them, but people are still going to watch that movie and still going a billion. But when's the last time you heard that one of those? What's the
young adult?
No, the Harry Potter series that they've been doing for the last decade.
It's Harry Potter.
No. Hold on.
Harry Potter series they've been doing for the last decade.
Yeah.
Is there something?
Yeah, I forget what they're called. Hold on.
While he's looking, I'm gonna snack on my snack for the week.
Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, they still make those. You're right. God damn, they're not good movies. I just don't care about Harry Potter. You're right. I just thought Harry Potter stopped at Harry Potter. I forgot Fantastic Beast existed.
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts is in the Harry Potter world.
Yeah, you can tell I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I totally spaced on those. Wow. I'm thinking, what are you talking about?
I couldn't remember its name, so I don't think I've seen a single one of those movies.
I saw maybe the first 5 minutes. I lied. I haven't seen any of them either. I just know, they're not my cup of tea, so I'm not going to waste my time. Man, that's funny. That's the box office, and us bashing Harry Potter once again on this podcast.
I like Harry Potter.
You like the books, I know.
Well, yeah, well.
I'm indifferent.
Before we get into anything here, I'm just going to point out practically every character in this movie is from a comic book.
Okay.
And this is kind of one of those movies where they just smash together the origin with their whatever they wanted to do.
Is that bad?
No. So characters, but I'm not gonna get into the comic book lore of stuff in this is what I'm trying to say, because it's fine with this, you know what I mean? And we've already talked about Captain America and Red Skull in the other movies.
Better Captain America movies, yeah.
So, I mean, I could just bring it up right now. Peggy Carter is the love interest for, obviously for Steve Rogers, but I don't think she was, I was having trouble finding her in comics.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think her name was Peggy Carter in the comics.
Oh, okay.
Let me actually...
Margaret Carter? Peggy's a nickname?
Yeah,
based on
Margaret. Yeah, you're right. Margaret Peggy Carter. Yeah, but it's she's the love interest and stuff like that. And then obviously Bucky Barnes, his best friend, who was killed off in the early comics, and
spoiler,
he was the Jason Todd of Marvel.
Yeah, I got those vibes when I was watching the movie.
He was I guess Jason Todd would probably been the Bucky Barnes of DC, because I think Bucky died way before Jason Todd did.
Yeah. I guess older franchise or older series.
Well, Captain America has been around since the 1940s, and Jason Todd didn't debut until the 1970s.
No, I like Captain America. I'm saying this now because I'm just thinking to myself, I really enjoy this character, and the mythos of him and all the people surrounding him. I like him a lot. I like him. I like Superman. I like those kind of characters. It's just good old Boy Scout guys. They're fantastic.
Yeah, well, you like him because he's a Superman analog.
Yeah, exactly. It's this is my kind of character. I do not care for the billionaire playboys.
Yeah, it looks like Bucky was shot down by Nazis in 1948.
Wait, when was Captain America released?
1942.
So during World War. So it is a World War II comic serial.
Yeah, like the debut Captain America comic is Captain America punching Hitler.
That's awesome. Okay, that's really cool. I don't know if we ever talked about that before, but okay, we had to have, right?
We might have. I don't know. It's all these. It's such a blur at this point.
Yeah, 80 episodes in, it's all the same.
Yeah, so Bucky was originally dying, and before, it's funny, because before they brought Jason Todd back and Bucky back as Winter Soldier, like, they both came back around the same time in the mid-2000s.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but there was a say in the comics, every comic book character doesn't stay dead except for Bucky Barnes and Jason Todd.
And lo and behold, they both came back.
Yeah, they both came back.
I mean, I guess characters that stay dead will have to be like the Uncle Bens and Pa Kent, I guess, right? Because they actually...
Well, Pa Kent
and Bruce Wayne's parents. What?
Well, Bruce Wayne's parents, definitely. But Pa Kent varies, honestly.
That's true. I guess that's true.
But yeah, like, it's usually parents, the driving factors of superheroes that keep them...
But the heroes themselves, they don't fucking die. Yeah. They come back.
Like, Barry Allen stayed dead for almost 2 decades.
He's the Flash, right?
Yeah. And Wally West was like the Flash for like the 90s and 2000s.
Anything else on the Marvel Captain America front?
Want to go behind the scenes?
Yeah, if you want.
So apparently Jeff Goldblum was going to be a part of this movie.
Who would he have played?
He played a part. Let's see.
He'd be a fascinating Red Skull. Thinking about it, so I know that's probably not the role, but
he was approached to play the senator who put Captain America in the shows and stuff.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Apparently, Chris Evans turned down the role 3 times before he finally accepted.
Yeah, because he did so bad, or not he did so, but the Fantastic Four series flopped so hard.
No, he said he remembered telling friends of his that if the movie bombs, he's f***ed, and if the movie hits, he's f***ed either way. And he was scared to take the role, and then he's like, nowadays, I can't believe I almost skipped out on this role because of all that stuff. Another thing, this movie was holded like 3 times.
Not surprising.
It was actually started in 1997, and the first time it got hold because of a lawsuit over the copyrights for Captain America. Of course. And then the second time was because of the writer's strike.
Oh, 2005-ish?
2007, 2008.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then I can't find the other reason why it got stuck. But I don't know. That's all the really interesting stuff that happened behind the scenes. So yeah, we can move on. Oh, it also won a couple awards.
Oh, awards, yeah, I saw that.
Chris Evans actually won Best Superhero. Good for him.
Okay, we should talk. I just had the box office up. What else came out that year? Hold on.
We just
I know. I'm gonna see you if I can argue this bullshit. He won Best Superhero. Oh, that's right.
Green Lantern.
That's right. Which of course.
Thor and X-Men First Class.
So what have to come down between him and Thor? Because other two.
Oh, and Ghost Rider. I know Ghost Rider. It came out, but I think that would be in the next year's awards.
So yeah, it makes sense. That's Chris. Okay, I can back to Chris. Chris, which one is this? Chris Evans.
Evans, yeah.
I can back it.
I like Thor, but I think Captain America is better than Thor.
Yeah. And this portrayal of Captain America is great. It also won
a Film Music Award.
Yeah, who knows what that is?
And an Outstanding Composition in a Feature Motion Picture for
visual effects by the Visual Effects Society Awards.
Yeah. So that's it though. They only won 3.
It was nominated for a lot of shit though.
Yes. That's it. No more behind the scenes.
Okay, then that's it. Let's go right into the movie review.
No, we can't.
Why can't we, TJ?
Because I have trailers.
God damn it. I'm kidding. What are the trailers?
Got one for Thor.
Oh, Love and Thunder, right?
No, the original Thor. Super 8 again.
Really?
How well did that movie do?
I think it did okay. I don't think it did great or bad. I don't remember.
Because they promoting the shit out of that movie.
Well, because I think Steven Spielberg was. I know J.J. Abrams was for sure behind it, but I think also Spielberg was, and Spielberg, and it's a movie about making movies. So of course they're gonna promote the shit out of that.
Okay, and then Transformer: Dark of the Moon.
Is that it?
That's all I got. Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
I'm kind of nervous talking about this movie now. I wasn't ready for this.
We actually got done pretty early with our preamble today.
I know. There wasn't much box office shit to say. There wasn't much to talk about. I feel lost. I feel weird. Go naked. Okay, so I guess we start the movie with the Marvel flip, I think, and we start on like a pointless 4 minute part of the movie, and we just is it Alaska, Antarctica? Where did he crash land?
Antarctica.
Okay, we start off in modern day Antarctica,
Yes.
and some expedition people, scientists, whatever the hell they are, they come across Captain America's crashed ship,
Or the Arctic. I guess it's the Arctic, not Antarctica.
someplace covered in snow. And so they come across Captain America's crashed ship, they see a shield, and then we cut back until 1942. I'm gonna say it right now. What's up?
They're like, he's waited long enough. Go get
I hate
General.
this. I hate this so much. I hate this.
Why?
Because it's just this was the problem I had. Like, I guess not knowing the movie or the character, you like, okay, they're alluding to him, so we know where he's going to end up at by the end of this movie. It just takes a little bit of the suspense, if there's any, of the character and his future gone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at this point, I would argue we already know the Avengers is coming.
Yes.
So it's not going to die regardless. So
I guess, but it's just like, why'd I have to watch this 2-hour event then?
it's to establish the character. If we just seen him in Avengers and we had no idea who he is, it'd be like a Justice League thing. Like, who the are these characters?
I guess. I mean, you're definitely not wrong. And like the movie was definitely worth taking and sitting through. I think these 4 minutes shouldn't have been there. They should just start it in Hundsburg, Norway, in 1942. They should start it where the Nazis were doing a Nazi thing. I just don't think
I
preamble was worth my time.
I don't think this was bad at all, actually, because it was short. It's just set up because we know he's gonna be in the future Avengers in present day with all the heroes.
Yeah, but I think that twist.
And now this sets up. Okay, this is how he got here. Now let's tell the story of how we got here.
Yeah, but I think this twist at the end would have hit harder. I think the whole saying goodbye to Peggy later on would have been harder. But seeing that, it's like, okay. Not saying this was really undercutting it, but it's just like, I don't need to see this. I don't need to see his shield in the snow. Like, oh, it's like, I get probably part of the comics, probably very iconic, but
this is he disappeared in like the 50s and didn't come back, and it was actually in a different comic book. It wasn't Marvel at the time when he was published in 1942. I think it was Timely Comics.
Okay.
And they reintroduced Captain America into the Marvel Universe by finding him frozen in ice.
And that's pretty cool. That's really cool. I do like that a lot. I just didn't want to see that. That's all. I just felt like I could have skipped those 4 minutes and I would have lost nothing.
I just don't think it hurts the movie at all. I think it was 4 minutes, literally. It's not like they kept cutting back and stuff like that. It was like, look, we're setting up the movie here because
you know what it reminded me of? It's like the late 90s, early 2000s trope of a character gets in a thing, he freeze frames and like, this is me. I'm so-and-so. Man, I got a crazy adventure I got into. Let me just rewind and tell you how I got to this point. Like, how about we just start where you want to tell a story at? Don't have to start at this point.
I understand that point of it, but at the same time, this is like, we're establishing a character in the present because we know he's going to be in the present.
But you don't have to. They don't have to, though. That's the thing.
But then you would have to have this 4 minutes at the end of the movie,
or not. You do not need this 4 minutes at all. Yes, he crash lands. Imagine that 4 minutes not existing, and it's just he crash lands and he wakes up and like this is
and I'd be like, so what happened? Where's the ship at? Where did they go? Why did they find them? How did they find them? Those were questions I would have.
No. Because they could either answer that in the next movie, which they're going to, or they could have moved this to the end of it if you really want to see that. Or you could have Nick Fury like, I got some shit to tell you, motherfucker, and cut the black.
I think this was fine. I think this format. I think it was short. It was fine, and establishes Captain America is frozen. Like, and honestly, if you have any knowledge, I know you didn't have any knowledge, but if you had any knowledge of Captain America at all, you knew this was where this was going anyway. So just establishing the fact and giving it a nod and then jumping into the movie itself, I think was fine.
Yeah. I'm not saying it took off like 20 points from the movie, but I'm saying it didn't help me like, oh, I'm invested now. It's like, why do that? It was an eye roll for me, those 4 minutes, like, I'm like, okay, let's start.
Yeah, but you're looking at it from the point of view of you've already seen this movie.
Not even, I'm saying even as a fresh-eyed viewer, I would have really, if I was a fresh-eyed viewer, I'd be livid right now, TJ. I'd be like, this movie.
Yeah, but
Fuck
I
you.
think you're the only one that would be. I mean, people will be like, "Wait, I thought this was a period piece. What's going on here?" Oh, Captain America's frozen. Oh, that's cool. And then we would jump back and we would find out
Oh
how.
God, it'd be terrible. No, it's awful. I think the twist at the end is better. It's like, this is a period piece and he dies. Weird. Oh, we're present day? He's an Avenger? Like, I
But
think that would
people
like
already knew that because they were already pumping up Avengers by the time this movie comes.
I would assume, I know they showed a trailer at the end a little bit, but I don't know if they were properly pumping it up.
But no, people already knew Avengers was coming.
Okay. Do they know he was in it? I assume they know he was in it, right?
Yeah, of course they knew he was in
Okay.
it.
I don't know. But even if not, you just came in to see the movie, and the offhand chance you sat down and saw, this looks like an interesting movie. You sat down and saw without any preamble to knowing the Avengers shit, even though it's in the fucking title.
And I think you're wrong, because I think people, you know why they continuously do this in the beginning of the movies? Because people actually like that.
I don't think people like it. I know I don't like it. I know people are like me don't like it. I'm not saying I'm the only one.
Because you're you, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it in every instance. Like I don't like it how overused it is. But I think if it's short and it just establishes what's going on, I think it's fine.
It's just like I don't see the point of that. It's like, hey guys, we found this thing in the snow.
Yeah, and now
he's here. It's like,
and it's.
I think if that was a trailer, fine, I could be a trailer. That'd be a great teaser trailer to get me to go watch the movie, and then not show me that in the movie. But to have that pointless 4 minutes,
like I wouldn't be arguing with you if it was a 10-minute opening.
If it was.
If it was 10 minutes long, I wouldn't be arguing with you.
Yeah.
But like I said, because it was so short and because it was just there to say, hey, this is the present, and now we're going to go jump into the past and show you how we got here, I think it was fine.
No, because again, it was too short. It's like why even show me that at all?
It's because...
That's just so pointless. It's extremely pointless to me. You okay?
Yeah, thought you were going to continue on with you.
No, I was just saying it's extremely pointless. That's all. I just don't understand it. I don't like it.
It's, it actually just gives context to what happens when we come to the future and later.
I don't think we need that context because they could have just told us. They could have told us that in
but then you're at the argument. They didn't. They're just telling us instead of showing us.
Oh, that's very true. Well, okay, they could have showed us that. Samuel Jackson could have said, "Hey, Caps, you're punching this punching bag. Let me tell you what happened," and they could have showed us that as he's narrating.
But now we're cutting
I would have hated the of that.
Now we're cutting that. But then we're cutting backwards, which is the same thing.
I mean, at that point, I guess you don't need to tell. Hey, you crash landing ice. That's it. That's
why this is why I'm arguing the 4 minutes is fine, because it really doesn't hurt anything. It's just context.
It's pointless context.
But it's not, because like I said, if you do it any other way than the other ways that we've discussed, then it brings up more problems. I think this is the least problematic way to go about this.
I think just not talking about it at all is great.
But then people are like, well, how did they find him? Why is he not?
I don't think they're ever going to ask how they find him. Like, hey, someone found you in the snow. We went there.
It ends with him crashing into the water. How did he survive? What happened?
They don't even show us how he survives. We assume it's his super serum going off, but we don't know how he survived.
It sunk in the water and it freezes over.
Yeah, that's what they showed at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but we don't know he freezes over. We just assume he drowns. But this movie, in that 4 minutes, shows us that everything froze over and he was frozen in ice.
Samuel L. Jackson could literally say, "We found you in ice."
But then
Walk
again,
up to 2022 or 2012.
But then again, it's like, why are you telling me this? Why am I not seeing this?
So I think seeing it for these 4, it's either because I think at this instance, I would argue saying a second of a line instead of narrating to me. I think this, like, hey, you got frozen, we found you. That's it. That's it.
I think you're wrong on this one.
No, I think you're wrong. I think this point is pointless. Anyways,
no, I don't think so. I think it was fine.
I thought it was pointless. Anyway, so after we see him frozen for some reason, we jump back to 1942, Tonsberg, Germany, Munich, somewhere, and the Nazis are invading. And then
is it Germany? I thought they were in
Munich. I saw it. I wrote down Germany for some reason. No, it's not Germany.
I don't think it's Germany. I think it's Norway. Yeah, Norway. It's Hessen. It's Tonsberg and occupied. German occupied Norway. That's why you probably thought it was German.
Yeah. The Nazis are there. They're looking for the Tesseract. It's not really Nazis, it's Hydra, but same thing right now. And we see the introduction to the Red Skull. He still has his face on. He's got Hugo Weaving's face on. He's looking for the Red Tesseract, like I said. He gets it. And he kills some people in the process of getting the Tesseract.
This is the giant plot hole.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was going to talk to you about this. Thank you.
Giant plot hole right here. He says, Red Skull, this Tesseract was in Odin's Hall.
The jewel of Odin's treasure room.
Right. But it's still in Odin's treasure room in Thor.
Yes.
And yet, It's in the bottom of the ocean at the end of this movie.
Is it in the bottom? It is at the bottom of yeah.
In 1942, and Howard Stark finds it. How
Oh,
did
yeah.
it get back? How did it get back to Asgard?
Because in Thor, that's present day, right?
Yeah, that's present day.
Fuck, how did I don't know? They don't explain it at all.
That doesn't make any sense.
They got to mention it in the Avengers, right?
I don't know.
If they don't mention it in Avengers, it's a plot hole. It's going to be a plot hole for forever.
That's my whole point. I'm like, this always confused me. I'm like, wait, what?
Because at the end, Howard Stark gets it out the ocean.
Yes.
And then in Avengers, Loki has it? No,
it's in Odin's treasure vault.
No, it's not. I think no. Fury has it, and Loki.
Fury has it.
No, because at the end, so this movie is at the end of the ocean, bottom of the ocean. Howard gets it.
Yes.
Then canonically, Thor has it, and Odin's treasure vault.
Yeah.
And then after that, it
ends up in Samuel Jackson's hands.
How the
I don't know. That's why I'm confused. This always confused me. Now, if we had switched the roles around and took out the line about Odin's throne room, and this movie came up before Thor, maybe it would fix the timeline. So anywhere after Howard Stark found it could have gone to Odin's throne room.
But still, how does it go from Odin to Nick Fury, though? Because not once did we see Thor drop it out of the Asgard bags, or someone. Like, Loki never had that at the end when he jumped off, right? Or did he?
I don't know.
Remember when he dropped off the bridge? Where was the Tesseract at when he had jumped off the bridge or fell off the bridge?
Well, I have no idea. I don't know.
Because if it was on his persons at that time, sure. I could see it somehow getting to Earth. But I don't think the Tesseract... Where was the Tesseract during that movie? I don't remember. I feel like it was so long ago.
I typed in Tesseract and got the actual geometry Tesseract. Hold on. You can continue. I'm just going to go through the...
Okay, because now you got to figure this out.
Yeah.
So while TJ does his little Tesseract hunt, let's go to yada yada through some shit. So, after Nazis infiltrate 1942's Norway, we meet the Red Skull. He gets a Tesseract. Oh shit, it's gonna happen, guys. Then we jump over to New York City, and we see a tiny little asthmatic Steve Rogers trying to listen to the military. He keeps getting denied over and over again because he's scrawny and he's got too many ailments for them to care about to hire or enlist him. I'm going to say this now. I'm going to say it now. He looks good visually, CGI-wise. I get why they won that award. Because his voice and his head are a little off. Like, obviously it doesn't fit his body, but visually it does fit his body, if that makes sense. So, like, I'm proud I did that and pulled that off.
Yeah, it's an impressive effect, but I kind of, watching the movie again, I kind of saw it this time around.
Yeah, you can't help but not notice it. But I think it still does blend in just well enough.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So after getting denied to join the military, Steve goes to a movie theater. He sits and watches a movie, and the preamble of the movies they used to show propaganda for America. Like, hey, join the military, help our boys overseas, blah, 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 blah. And it's just some asshole in the audience just saying, start the movie, it's a cartoon, and blah, 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 blah. And Steve's like, yo, show some respect. And him and that bully get into a scuffle outside in the streets, in the alleyway, and Steve does not get taken down easily. He keeps getting up and up and up with every punch. That's his thing. That's Captain America's thing. But who saves him? Bucky, his friend. Bucky's in his greens and his uniforms because Bucky is going to war. Steve's kind of jealous, but it's okay. It's okay. So, Bucky.
Huh.
What's huh?
It's telling me, weird.
What?
It's saying that Odin had it.
Yeah.
And then around 965 AD, they go to Norway and leave it in the hands of humans.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's stupid, but whatever.
And in 1942, the Red Skull takes it.
Yeah.
1945, it's lost at the bottom of the ocean. Then Howard finds it. And then it cuts to 1980, where the U.S. and Air Force...
Is that Miss Marvel, the Marvel movie?
No, maybe.
So now that takes place in the 90s, I think, so maybe they might mention it in there.
It might be there. And then 89, Carol Danvers absorbs the Tesseract's power.
Who?
Miss Marvel.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I haven't seen the movie, so I have no idea.
And then in 1995, Carol retrieves the Tesseract. Then 95, it enters into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s custody. And then it says 2012 Mojave Desert, Loki steals the Tesseract.
Okay.
He steals it from where? When does he steal it?
2012. And he steals it in the beginning of the Avengers movies. Avengers. So
isn't it in Thor at all?
It wasn't Thor.
That's what I thought.
Well, they also mentioned one of the 4 sequels, a lot of the stuff in Odin's Hall were like replicas, like not the real. Because we see Thanos's gauntlet. It's a fake gauntlet apparently. So we see a lot of replicas. So maybe the Tesseract in Thor and the Odin's thing was a fake Tesseract. So who knows? But I swear to God, I thought we saw it in Thor. I don't know. Anyways, so after the fight and after Bucky saves Steve from the bully, Bucky takes Steve to the World Expo, the 1942 World Expo, the future of flying cars and everything and people, but no equality is involved in an expo. Weird. Kidding. So at the expo, we come across Howard Stark trying to show off the future of flying cars, and it's pretty cool, but it doesn't work because ha 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 ha. During the expo, Steve's talking to Bucky like, I want to join, I'm good at guy, blah 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 blah. And Bucky's like, listen, guy, you're tiny. I love you, but you're my friend, but you can't make it, whatever, etc., etc., etc. Someone overhears this. Who overhears it is Dr. Abraham something, played by Stanley Tucci. He's like, this guy, he's got gumph. He's got what it takes. I'm going to follow him into his exam. His next exam, and we'll see what he does. So the next day, I guess, or that day, who knows, Steve goes to another exam to try to enter into the military.
Okay, so from what I'm reading here, that giant blue box thing that in Thor that they use in Thor was something called a Casket of Ancient Winters.
Oh my God.
Which isn't the Tesseract.
Nah, it was a Tesseract.
But we saw the Tesseract in the throne room when Thor and Loki were children.
Yes.
But we don't know how Asgardians age, so that could be like early century Norway or something.
I guess. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing, and it's a giant plot hole to me, and it's always bothered me.
And it should always bother you because they're not giving you a solid answer response. I think it's something they overlooked and like, oh, it. That's all.
Oh, I didn't mention MCU universe number 199,999.
Oh, God. We talked about it off screen. I thought we talked about it on here. You're right.
Nope. Anyway.
So, yeah. At the next exam, Steve Rogers is overheard.
The doctor overhears him talking to Bucky about being, showing the qualities that the doctor likes.
Yes. Strong-hearted, goodwill person. And so the doctor says, hey, come to the military thing tomorrow, and you'll be
he approves them, and he approves them to join in this special training camp thing.
Yes. And after that, we get to the villain's lair. I laughed out loud when I saw this. Like, of course it's in a mountain. Of course. It's James Bond shit. I love it.
I mean, where else would the Red Skull set up his lair?
Just that sentence, TJ. Just that sentence. The Red Skull's lair is in an Arctic cave mountainside. That's great.
No, I think it's somewhere in Norway or something like that.
Oh, it could be.
And it's one of those cold places.
Yeah. So the Red Skull expositions to Zoloff? I wrote down Zoloff. What's his name?
Zoloff is the doctor helping the Red Skull.
Is it Zoloff? Because I thought that was a character in Frozen.
In what?
Frozen, the snowman.
That's Olaf.
Olaf. Okay, same thing. So I kept saying Zoloff in my notes. Like, I hope that's the right name. So Zoloff and the Red Skull.
It's Zola, by the way.
Zola?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Okay. So Dr. Zola and the Red Skull are expositioning.
And actually, it's not the Red Skull right now. His name's Heinz Kruger.
It's Red Skull.
Just throw it out there.
Yeah. His face comes off like halfway through the movie. I'll mention it then, guys. But I'm going to keep referencing him as Red Skull because it's the Red Skull. I'm not doing like 20 names for this. The Red Skull and Zola are talking about harnessing the power of the Tesseract and making futuristic weapons with it and doing crazy shit to make Hydra better than the Nazis and everyone else in the world.
They're making disintegration guns.
Or are they teleporting people?
Why is it okay to show someone being disintegrated and turned to ash, but not to show blood?
No, they show blood in this movie. I was like, damn, they're showing blood in this movie.
No, but I'm just saying, like, in general. Like,
because it's not realistic and it's not as gory. Blood's real. Disintegrating is not real.
Oh, okay.
I guess when disintegration...
I beg you different, but okay.
I guess the disintegration ever becomes real, they will never show that because that's horrific.
You can be disintegrated. Trust me.
Oh, I know you can. But not as easily as, like, here's the disintegration. I'd never want to be disintegrated. That sounds terrible. Just like, goddamn. Oh, that's easy cleanup, right? Just, they're gone.
I mean, it's just dust. Yeah. Sometimes it's just...
the wind will take care of it.
And honestly, it probably so little of dust that it would be blown into the winds and wouldn't even land in a pile.
That's amazing. I'd be so, like, economically feasible how to kill someone. Anyways, so, Agent Carter. We meet Agent Carter because we go back to boot camp time. We meet Agent Carter and Tommy Lee Jones. And some asshole...
Tommy Lee Jones, who's just a general from any other general...
Yep. He's Tommy Lee General.
He's just there to be like, ooh, he's not good enough.
Yes, and gets proven wrong every time. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we get a montage of Steve Rogers trying his hardest to be as good as any other soldier. He's not doing bad. He's just, slow and weak. But he's got a bigger heart than everyone else. He's better willed.
He's smarter.
He's smarter. There's a part where they have to climb a flagpole. No one else can do it. Whoever brings the flight down first gets a ride back to the.
Instead of having to run, yeah.
Yeah, so skips off running. He figures out not to flagpole over and get the flag that way. He does it. He's smart.
Yeah,
he's great.
Joe Sargent didn't say he had to climb it. He just needed to get it.
Yep, that's fantastic. There's also a bit when they're all doing push-ups, and Tommy's Lee. It's like the guy you guys picked is Steve Rogers. This week is pointless. The other guy's what we should get. The big buffy guy throws a fake grenade into the middle of the thing. The only person to jump onto the grenade is Steve Rogers, showing that he will sacrifice himself for others like no one else will. Because he's awesome.
But he's still skinny.
Yeah, but he's still skinny. So that's what's that term? The term for that. You'll see people anyways. So after a hard day of montaging, Dr. Abraham and Steve talk at the barracks. Dr. Abraham expositions.
I don't think that's his name.
It's Dr. Abraham.
Dr. Abraham?
Abraham something, but Dr. Abraham, yeah.
That's Abraham Erskine, yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's some names I got down right.
I just never heard anyone call him Abraham before.
It's the only name of his names I could get right. I'm not gonna say that. What was his other name?
Erskine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that right. You know me. After 80 episodes, you can't even say that word right, TJ. So Doc and Steve talk. The Doc expels like, "Hey, Red Skull. Oh, we made a serum, super soldier serum. I tried it on my friend. Tried it on my colleague, Red Skull. He tried it. It made him evil, from bad to evil. We're gonna try it on you to make you good to great."
No, it's more like it brings out qualities within people and heightens your quality. So if you're already evil, you're going to be super evil, essentially.
Yeah, if you're good, you're going to be great.
It doesn't turn you evil.
No, that's what I said. I mean, he went from bad to evil. He was bad, he went to evil. You're good, it looks like, so you should become great.
Well, I don't really think it...
That's what he said. He was bad, he went to evil. Good should become great. No, I know,
but I don't think it...
It amplifies you what you are. Like you said.
But it doesn't change who you are.
It amplifies, changes. It's the same. I think it's vaguely the same.
But how I took it is, it's not going to turn someone who's super good who's good into a super generous person. That person's already that way. It's just the physical traits that are associated when they get what's the word I'm looking for? Amplified.
Yeah, but it also amplifies your personality too. Because like you said, because his friend was already kind of bad, and like.
Well, my point is, I think he was always, the Red Skull was always that bad.
Yeah.
I just think when he took the serum, and now that is reflected on his body rather than, that's why his skin fell off and he has a red skull. The show that's who he was at his core.
That's dumb. So why doesn't Captain America have like a golden heart showing or some shit like that?
Because, I mean.
That's a dumb excuse why his face is red.
I'm just saying, I think the serum just amplifies what's already in you, because
side effects may be either have a face turn red or be able to lift Mjolnir. No, that's the side effects. Like, come on.
I'm just assuming that because it doesn't make sense that it'll amplify who you are. He's already willing to sacrifice himself on a grenade for other people, you know what I mean? He's already willing to do all this stuff. It's not like he took the super serum Sergio and now he's going to be jumping on multiple grenades. He's already pre-exposed to do that stuff. So it's just now he's physically capable of like withstanding the things and being able to do more of it.
That's fair.
It doesn't make sense to me that you can amplify your personality and who you are. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can, though.
It just gives you the physical traits to be.
No, you can amplify your personality. You can let loose who you really are. I mean, if you're drunk, you become the true you. If you do certain drugs, you become a different version of your personality, right? So I guess a serum could do the same.
But it's not. But those wear off. Well, like what I'm saying is, there's always like I said, he's already willing to do the things. He doesn't do anything different as Captain America as he does as weak Steve Rogers.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
So that's why I don't think it changes a person's personality. Like I said, I just think it amplifies your abilities to be able to utilize who you are to its fullest.
That's fair. I can agree to that, I guess. So anyways, as that conversation is going on, we cut over to the Red Skull real quick. He's getting his painting painted. We never see the painting, unfortunately, because I wanted to see how it looked, but that's besides the point. Zoloft comes up to him like, hey, Remember Dr. Abram, your old colleague? We found where that motherfucker's at. And Red Skull's like, bet. No, actually, Red Skull says they found him, right? And then he
Yes.
already sent out people to go kill him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so why does Zoloff go over there for? He must mention something, right?
He comes in and he's like, I heard you found him.
Oh.
And he's like, yes. And then he's like, should I give the order? And he's like, it's already given.
Well, that was just for the audience then, okay.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
That was exposition.
Yeah, that was just pure exposition.
Just so you know when the Nazi shows up in a secret base that you know why he's there.
That's funny. Okay, so yeah, that happened. Now we cut back to Steve Rogers. And he's in the car with Peggy, and they're on their way to the lab to get things done to him. And he's saying to them, they're just flirting and learning each other. He's like, well, not flirting. They're talking. He's learning, like, character growth. He's like, I never talked to a girl this long before. And I'm awkward around you, lady. You're still pretty, though. And she's like, oh, you're kind of growing on me, handsome.
Not really, but it's more along the lines. He's like, I've always been uncomfortable around women. And after a while, it just seemed like, what's the point? I might as well wait. And then it's like, what are you waiting for? The right partner. So, and when he said that there, it was directed towards her, but at the same time, I got the feeling it was a generalized thing too.
Yeah.
Because at this point, he's still Steve Rogers and he doesn't think very highly of himself.
And he shouldn't, because he's a scrawny little son of a bitch. Yeah. That's terrible. I'm kidding, people. You guys are perfect the way you guys are. Unless you're a Nazi. Don't be a Nazi, obviously. So, we get into the base. And we see not Steve Rogers, what's his face? We see Howard Stark and Dr. Abraham, other people at the place. And with Steve Rogers like, bet, let's do this. Long process, cut short. He turns to this Captain America. They can buff now. There's a Nazi agent there. Infiltrates it, blows some things up. Kills Dr. Abraham. Oh no, Steve Rogers sad. Nazi agent takes the serum, takes a sample of the serum, and tries to escape. He escapes. There's a chase.
This is a long chase sequence.
It's a long chase sequence which shows off Captain America as like, he's strong, he's fast.
It also shows off Peggy too.
She's very she's not a wimp. She's strong, smart.
She's got a sharp eye too.
She's very sharp eye. So yeah, shows off of that. Shows off him. Captain America does. Oh, the Nazi ends up in a submarine. Captain America says, "I can swim, motherfucker." Jumps into the water, swims up to the thing, punches out the side of the thing, which I thought was funny.
To go back a little bit.
The kid.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to mention the kid.
The Nazi kidnaps a kid, and then Captain America's, or Steve Rogers, though, at this point, is approaching on him. He runs out of bullets, and he just chucks the kid in the ocean.
Love it.
Like, why? Did you think he was going to drown or something?
I would assume most people at that time period don't know how to swim.
Why?
Because
I would assume more people know how to swim because there's less things to do.
Education and poverty. I don't know. I don't know.
Still, education and poverty is more thing. So what if you have no toys and no TV, no radio or whatever it is, and all you have is the outside? You're swimming in the lakes or waters around you.
That's why I don't want to bring race into this, but I'll bring race into it real quick. That's why the stereotype black people know how to swim, because back in the day, segregation was a thing.
Marcus.
What?
Marcus. I don't think there's a single black person in this movie.
I'm just bringing up these real life example, TJ.
I'm just saying.
There's like 2 black people in the movie. I count it, TJ. I count it. There's a fake actor he walks with on the green screen. It's like, oh, it's a black guy. And there's one in the little military unit he has for a hot second.
That's black culture. I'm just saying white culture.
Yeah, but you
have nothing to do. You learn how to swim.
It's an example. So black people don't know how to swim. That stereotype happens because back in the day, pools were segregated. People who don't know how to swim because they weren't allowed to learn how to swim, and they don't learn how to swim because they're usually poor and black and just uneducated because they don't I can't swim because you didn't teach you how to swim. So, and my logic with that's what happened with these old time people, like uneducated and poor, and don't have the social structure to go swim and have their free leisure to go to a pool.
Why you don't need to go to a pool. They're in New York. There's a harbor right there.
Who's going to jump in that? Well, I guess back in the day you would jump in the harbor, but maybe it wasn't as common. Who knows? There's got.
I think it's more common because there was less to do. That's my whole point.
I think people were playing fire hydrants more often.
Your argument would make more sense if it was in today's culture because of all the fucking stuff we have to do.
People still swim. I think more people swim now than they did back then.
I think you're wrong.
Water parks exist, TJ. There's a lot of bodies of water people just jump into nowadays.
I don't know where you're getting your information from, but...
Me, I just do it all the time. I love swimming.
I'm just telling you, swimming was probably a big deal back then.
There's more pools nowadays, too. Public pools and private pools. Well, private pools, let's say. You can get a pool at Walmart for $1 compared to, well, not really anymore, but cheaply enough, I guess. Argument we're having. I'm just
I
thinking
know.
back in the day, people didn't swim as much probably back then, just because of social structures and hit the kids in the coal mines. Don't they have time to swim? They gotta help fight this war.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting when I came up
Oh,
this.
God.
It was common practice in parts of the United States in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s for school swim classes to be held in the nude.
Cool.
So that's weird,
Okay.
but okay.
But there was swim classes, I guess. So I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Swim classes.
I don't know, the Nazi panicked, okay, man? What's he else gonna do with the kid? Run with him? He's hoping, okay, hopefully this kid can't swim.
No, that's fine, but still, it was just a weird moment. It's like you'd think Captain America was going to throw it. I guess that was the point.
Yeah.
Like, but it was just a weird. Like, it wasn't even funny. It was just like
I laughed. I thought that's because it was so outlandishly stupid. Like, that's really dumb. And then the kid says, "Don't worry, I can swim." Like,
yeah,
this is great.
It's like of course you can swim. That's what was my reaction.
Yeah, I just thought, like, okay, people back then didn't swim that often, maybe. Maybe they do. If I know. Damned if I know. Anyway, so Captain America punches out a submarine window because the Nazis are a submarine now, pulls Nazi out, and the Nazi says, hey, oh, there's a thing that the Hydra say. Cut one head off, two more will rise, because there's more Hydra than you expect. Hail Hydra. Nazi eats a cyanide capsule, which they usually do apparently in this movie, and dies. And Steve Rogers is like, no, I could have had information. You son of a bitch.
So, in the early 1900s, many men learned to swim, but weren't. Oh no, hold on. Many men learned to swim, but few women received instructions.
Of course.
Often, women actively shunned the water.
See? The sexism erased into it.
Yeah, but that was a white redheaded kid.
Yeah, but he's a redhead, TJ. Come on. Soulless creatures they are.
In the early 1800s, most people did not swim for recreational purposes.
Yeah.
However, we're strongly promoting the use of mineral baths and salt waters as restorative and healing. So it wasn't used recreational, but it was used often. For
Anyways, TJ.
I'm just showing you that you're wrong.
The Nazis,
really
the Nazis are now on Hydra's ass, on Red Skull's ass, like, hey man, you're doing some shit we don't like. And Red Skull's like, okay, look at this blue gun I made. You're gone. You're dead. And it kind of during the scene, they reveal that Hydra's like, we're not being Nazis anymore. We're being better than them. We're gonna attack who we got to attack.
This is a rabbit hole that I'm down here. Now it's telling me that swimsuits were invented in the 1800s.
Well, I have to cut most of this out, TJ. Red Skull Nazi mini shows off. Oh no, Nazi bad guys kills. Okay. Stark Carter Jones going to London. Okay, so Steve Rogers gets back to the base, and there's a conversation.
We're still in the chase scene?
No, we're not in the chase scene. For some reason, Stark, Carter, and Tommy Lee Jones are going to London to fight Hydra. Rogers can't go because he's not really a person, and the only person that's backing him, Dr. Abraham, is dead. So Tony's now relegated to doing show tunes and shit like that. No.
So the Tommy Lee Jones was going to send him to a lab, whereas the senator was like, hey, I got a different role for you if you want to do that instead. So he decides to become a movie star.
Yes. Which totally seemed not like his thing to do. Which I'm really surprised. Granted, they've lied to him like, hey, you do this, you'll get closer to going to the war front, apparently. It's like,
well, they told him he was helping. He is selling bonds.
Yeah, but it's like, he was so gung-ho and joining the military. It's like, I feel like this would be the last thing he would want to do.
Why? He's helping.
Yeah, but like, even...
He's just doing everything he can to help.
Yeah, but like, I just never see, like, that, like, the guy who was trying so hard to lie on resumes and like, hey...
Right. But if you take a look at that, he wants to be a soldier, and what do soldiers do?
Help.
They follow orders.
I know, but like act in front of a camera, he was literally trying everything to be like front lines.
Yeah, and this is how he thinks he's going to get to the front lines.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, I think that was just weird. I just felt like that's not really, I mean, it's his character, I guess, but like, it felt weird for this character. Like, yeah, sure, I'll dance in the boots and shit like that. Why not? Like, weird, but okay.
I just think he wants to do anything in his power to help.
Especially after like, realizing I can run really fast and look how big I am.
Look, I have more problems with the fact that they have a super soldier and they're not using them than him choosing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the part that's stupid. That like you have this guy who can practically do anything and you're not going to use him. So that's stupid.
Like his argument was, I want more super soldiers, not just one. You have one, use it.
Yeah, but so it's like that's the part I have more of a problem with than him actually trying to do everything he can to help where he can.
He could have done more. Could have done more. He's gonna do more, but he could have done more. Anyway, so there's a montage of him like, hey, buy some bonds, do some shit, guys, blah 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 blah. And this montage leads him up to London. He lives front lines. Hold on, I have my notes. He ends up in Italy in 1943 in front of the troops, like 5 miles from the front lines.
After he punches Adolf Hitler 200 times.
Yes. So at the front lines and talking to troops, he gets booed off the stage, and he ends up talking to Peggy Carter, and she tells him about Bucky. Bucky and his group are POWs now. And Tommy Lee Jones says, "You guys can't save them because more people will die trying to save them than we will save. We'll get them when we win the war." Steve's like, "Go yourselves. I'm going to save them. I'm going to rescue them." Peggy helps. Stark helps. Steve gets suited up. He infiltrates the base, and
you skipped the fonduing.
Oh yeah, there's a stupid. Oh, God, I hate it so much these days. So God,
the romance is a little weak, honestly.
It's kind of there. I like that it was kind of there. Like, it wasn't forced. I like that.
Yeah, it was kind of there, but like it has the tropes, the misunderstandings and.
Oh God. So Stark says to Peggy, like, "Hey, down for fondue later? Cause ha ha ha, I'm a charming guy." And Peggy's like, "Oh, whatever." And I guess Steve misinterprets that as like, "Oh, you're down for sex later?" Because Steve's dumb, apparently. So
he doesn't know what fondue is.
I guess.
To be fair, I don't know how common fondue was in 19.
Oh, okay, whatever. TJ.
42. So it could be one of those fancy rich people things at this time.
I guess, but who's going to say that instead of sex? I don't know. Maybe. Sure.
Howard Stark would definitely say that instead of sex.
I guess
that's kind of his character.
That's fair. So now Steve's like got that in his mind of like, is she not for me? It's like, this bitch. And she's later to be like, they're going to have their own thing, whatever, stupid. So there's miscommunication and love triangle. Anyways, Steve jumps up the
Not really love triangle.
No, it's just, well, they won't.
It's just a misunderstanding.
It's dumb.
It's
dumb.
Yeah.
So Steve infiltrates a Nazi Hydra base. Are they Nazis? They're Nazis, right?
Well, did we get to the point where he killed the lieutenants yet?
Yeah, I just talked about that already.
Where Red Skull killed the Hitlers, and then now they're just Hydra.
Yeah, so they're not Nazis; they're Hydra.
Now they're Hydra, but before he killed those lieutenants, they were Nazis.
So, like, can't you argue like once a Nazi, always a Nazi in this aspect? Like, because they're still doing Nazi kind of shit, but not really.
Well, no, because the Nazis are an affiliation in the group, and if they're trying to kill you and they're opposite of you, you're not in the same thing.
That's fair, I guess. So, former Nazis, now Hydra.
That's why you don't call a white supremacist a member of the KKK unless he's in the KKK.
All KKK members are white supremacists, right? But not all white supremacists are
technically.
KKK. So, yeah, one's all the thing, but everything that's... Okay, that's fair. All toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. Got it, TJ.
There you
That's
go.
my logic. Anyways, Steve breaks into the Hydra camp, frees some prisoners, sees Bucky, helps Bucky escape, but the compound's blowing up because Red Skull's like, "Oh, Captain America guy's here, kind of. I'm jeopardized now. Let me blow this place up." Steve Rogers ends up fighting the Red Skull for a little bit. That's where the Red Skull reveals his face. He becomes a real Red Skull now.
So, this is what I don't understand here.
What's up?
Like, the Red Skull is blowing up his own factory, right?
Yeah.
Why is Bucky and Captain America going up?
Going up?
Up towards the roof.
I don't know. Instead with the other guys? I don't know.
Yeah. And the exit is down.
Yeah, because you think he was there
why
only
are we
to
going up?
Yeah, he was there to save Bucky, so like, why go anywhere else?
It felt like the only reason they went up is so that Captain America and Red Skull could have their face off.
Yes.
And so they could have that little jump across the balcony, like from rafter to rafter. But they don't show them escaping, so why did they jump to that rafter? Are they going upward? That didn't make sense to me, but whatever.
It was to show action, TJ, because it was lacking action.
That's what it felt like. It was like, oh, they're just doing this to have a scene. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So that everything TJ just said happens, and then we fade to black. We cut to the next day, and Tommy Lee.
Well,
I guess Red Skull escapes. I'm sorry, yeah.
Red Skull escapes in what is this, like a helicopter pod?
Yeah, this weird, like, it feels like steampunk shit going on a little bit sometimes, like.
Yeah. And is the Red Skull's car CGI?
No.
The long black car.
The car itself is not, but everything around it is. Like, it's on a green screen.
It feels like it is, because it looks really fake to me. It's super elongated.
It's very long. Yeah, the front end's very long. Like, why does it need to be that long, guys? Is the motor that big? Yeah.
And if he likes his car so much, why did he let the doctor drive away?
Because that's not as fast as a weird space shuttle thing.
Space shuttle thing, okay. There's some questions this movie brings up here.
It's enjoyable, though.
Yeah, I liked it.
During his confrontation, did they say anything relevant? Like, hey, I'm bad, you're good. Anything like that? Or just...
Red Skull's like, we're the same, essentially. So why are we fighting?
Have you seen Have you seen any of the Austin Power movies?
Yes.
So this got me heavy Austin Power vibes. That's all.
I didn't get Austin Powers vibe because Austin Powers was a parody, where this one's kind of taking itself seriously.
Well, it's like I never saw the James Bond series, and also Powers was a parody of those, and this is like an homage to those, I assume. So
Yeah, this is more feels like more it would. No, I wouldn't. Not really a James Bond movie. We really should get to those. Um,
well, but it is kind of like not a spy thriller, but just
I wouldn't say James Bond. Like Captain America: Winter Soldier is more James
yes,
Bondy, but I would say this is more a just an overall homage to like spy thrillers and period pieces in general. Like
that's fair.
a mixture of them all
Yeah.
because it's got some James Bond tropes, but it's not enough to. It's kind of. I feel like it's got a mixture of all those classics.
Well, the James Bond shit came from me, or the James Bond / Austin Power stuff came with the Red Skull, like the villain lair,
Well, yeah,
the whole weird, same but different kind of thing. Like his shit was more like Doctor Evil-esque kind of stuff. That's what got me.
right.
But yeah, it's fair. Everything you were saying is totally fair. So they escape. The Red Skull and Zola escape, and Steve Rogers and Bucky fade into darkness. Next day, Tommy leaves writing down letters of sadness to people's families. Like, we got to inform you, so-and-so is dead. Steve Rogers, Bucky, everyone's dead. But lo and behold, look who comes marching in. Steve Rogers and everyone.
He's like, Agent Carter is about to get fired or something here.
Is she going to get fired?
Well, she's going to take responsibility. He says, I can't touch Stark because he's rich and he's the major weapons development for our army, but you are neither of those things.
That's fair. But that happens, and then Steve Rogers and all the prisoners of war come marching up because Steve Rogers saved the day, guys. He's a hero. And we get a little montage of honor of valor from the president, I guess. Who was the president at the time?
It was the senator who was giving him the medal.
Okay, that wasn't the president. What the president of World War II? Truman, right? No, like FDR.
No, if FDR.
That's
yeah.
it. Truman was after FDR, right?
Truman, yeah, I think Truman was after FDR.
Okay. But Rogers couldn't make it because he's helping the army guys figure out bases for Hydra. But Stanley's there. Stanley's cameo, guys. That's what I had to mention. So Steve's forming a new team of kicking ass soldiers he's just saved. And he's got like 5 guys plus Bucky. And there's another montage. So montages.
Well, I will point out that Neil McDonough's character, Dum Dum Dugan, is a big comic book name that I recognize.
I felt like we should have got more of these characters, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, but we're already halfway through this movie.
I know. I was just like, this movie's so damn long. Like, I know we didn't need more of them, but I wish they could have cut some things out and give us more of them. But a movie's balance is fine. So we get a montage. Does that happen first?
Well, no. He also saw the map in the Red Skull's map.
Yeah, he's just pointing out the locations.
So they're setting up him going to each location.
Yes.
And the montage is
no,
Captain America.
Not yet. The montage doesn't happen yet. He talks to Peggy and the guys and all that shit. Peggy invites him back to the lair, to the lab. Right. Howard's working on shit. This is where he gets Steve Rogers' outfit. It's got Kevlar in it. Steve Rogers picks out his shield. Captain America's nice shield. It's vibranium, strongest metal and lightest metal. It's fantastic.
Still, that's all they had in 1942. All the vibranium. It's the strongest metal ever known. Why did they make it into a circular shield?
I thought the same thing. Like, everything you do with that strongest metal ever, you make it into like nothing life-saving, just a shield. Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
I feel that weird, but okay.
Not like a breastplate or anything else, but a shield. You got it. Thank you, TJ.
You also skipped over that one girl.
Yeah, I was just about to get it.
Kissing.
Yeah, because Tony's dad Howard testing with the Tesseract power, and it's very strong with a little bit they have from the weapons from Hydra. So I had to say that because that's future shit. And so then, yeah, Steve is introduced to some girl, Nadia Dahmer. It's her actress name. I forget her character's name.
What's her name?
Natalie Dahmer. She was Queen Marjorie in Game of Thrones.
Her name's Lorraine.
Okay, that character, yeah. She kisses Steve.
Well, she kisses Steve on behalf of all the soldiers' wives that he saved.
Yes. But who sees...
Which is a weird line, now that I think about it.
But who sees it out of context? Carter. Peggy.
Was it out of context, though? Because it sounded like he was fighting the kiss.
Well, she was probably thinking he initiated. Because she calls him a typical soldier guy, so she's thinking, okay, you're a hound dog now. Like, he wasn't like, hey, lady, come here, give me a kiss.
He's Captain America. He could have been like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, but he also, like, he doesn't touch a woman before, so, like, Let's go for this.
But that's my point. Is it out of context?
To a point, it is.
I don't think it is.
I think it's out of context because they did this only to have her get angry.
Well, yeah. Well, that's stereotypical.
Yeah.
But if she wasn't into Captain America, this would be like whatever.
That, and also, like, I think if she was sitting there and she saw that happen, I don't think she would get as angry. She would understand. Okay, she went on to him. She might now if he would have gotten really into it and like got like held her head close, like he would have get really into it. She would have been like, okay, now you're being that guy. But whatever her name was came on to him and did the kiss. So how angry could Peggy really get about that?
He still kissed another woman. He could have easily stopped her.
I guess, but like
easily said no thanks. I'm good.
I don't know, because it caught him off guard.
He still, like, has the strength of 13 men or something like that.
I know, but it caught him off guard.
Hold her by the shoulders. TJ. She pulled him by the tie over to a corner. First of all, he had plenty of time to stop it
TJ,
at any point.
This is the first girl he's ever kissed, probably. This is all new to him. He's like flushing and had butterflies in his stomach and like, wow, head's buzzing.
Is it though? Is it the first girl he's kissed? He's been doing on tour with all these shows with all these other dancing girls.
I thought the same thing. Like, maybe he was whoring himself out. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Well, TJ, sure, you're right, TJ. I don't want to have another argument because my mouth is tired. So, sure, in context, he's being a slut, and Peggy's like, you bitch, I'm gonna kill you so much. And she shoots him with a gun because he's holding up the shield to test it out.
Well, no, he's like, do you think the shield will work? And she shoots the shield.
And he's like, I'm love you. But like he's all struck by her, and then we get to the montage of Captain America, full Captain America.
Well, actually, not. He's not all struck because after that scene, they cut to Steve and Howard talking, and he's like, "Women, right? They're crazy."
Yeah, but he's like staring her down like crazy, but
but he's staring her down like in shock that you just try to shoot.
He might find that attractive because he has her picture and his thing still during the montage. That's later.
Another problem with this movie,
yeah,
they do not differentiate time jumps.
No.
We have no idea. Like, nope. I'm reading the synopsis on the Wikipedia page. It's like 5 years later here, 4 years later here. It's like, how the hell do you know that?
The other movies do it really well. They'll say place and time period. Like, great.
Yeah, but like that montage of Tim, that could have been months.
It could have been the whole damn war for all we know.
Yeah, we don't know how long. Yeah. The time... it is very weird in this. It's hard to know when anything's happening. Yeah. So like that kiss and that whole scene could happen, and then you said, "Oh, he has the picture in his hand," but that could have been a year later. You know
exactly. But like we don't know.
It's a problem in this movie for sure.
So what was this montage? Captain America's badass, and they keep foiling Red Skull's
They
plans,
destroy all the Hydra's weapons plans.
Yes, Red Skull's not happy. He's like, kill him! And so there's a there's a train sequence later on. Captain America, Bucky, some black guy, and I think that's it, right? They get into the train.
They're the only three that jump on the train.
That's what looked at it.
This seems like a very complicated way to get on this train.
Yes, but they get on this train
because the train's going around a mountain.
Yes. In a snowstorm,
they could have just took a place on top of that mountain that it's on instead of the mountain across the chasm they were on.
Well, this is cooler, TJ.
Or go further down the line where they're not hanging over a chasm.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was just convoluted but cool. It was the rule of cool.
It's cool seeing them like zip line over it, but that also leads to another problem. You only got three of your like 15 soldiers onto the train.
Exactly.
It's like,
all that tracking
why is the train only manned by like 4 people?
Because I was thinking it's like a decoy.
But Zola's on the train.
I know. That's why I was like, okay, maybe it's not a decoy. It's a scene that happened to get rid of Bucky. That's why this happened, TJ.
Yeah, I know. They needed to kill off Bucky Barnes for later movies.
Exactly. So the guys get on the train, there's a scuffle, Bucky dies falling off the train. Steve's like, no, I could have had him.
Like I just told you earlier, he got shot down by Nazis. Why couldn't they just do that?
This is cooler.
To fall off a mountain like True Lies?
Yeah, it's really cooler.
Okay.
And Steve's sad, and he captures Zola. And we get to a prison scene, and then Zola gets questioned by Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Jones like, hey.
I actually like this scene for some reason.
I like the food in it because it made me hungry.
I don't know why. I thought it was cool.
It was a very like a way to it's just like this character and just no action, just you and I talk.
I guess Tommy Lee Jones has that presence, you know.
It's Tommy Lee Jones, exactly.
Yeah, so like it just felt right with that interrogation scene. I'm glad they had him doing it, not Captain America. You know,
he's very exactly. He's very like nonchalant. he still has like a power to him.
Yeah.
What's the reveal about the scene that Hydra's doing some shit? I guess.
Well, he's like, you're gonna tell us what we're gonna want to know because we're already told everybody that you told us what you want to know. So he tells them where he is, where the Red Skull is, where to hide it, the last base is, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Then we cut to a conference room where they're like, "This is what we're doing."
Oh, the
And they're
Nazis
like, well,
are the Hydra.
Yeah.
Red Skull gives a Red Skull message.
And then we cut back over to the Americans where they're having their meeting, and like, we can't just run in the front door and cut the Americans. Why can't we just go through the front door?
Oh, Captain America can't get drunk, by the way, because he said.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I skipped the sad scene.
Yeah, Sucky.
The one scene we get of him more.
Yes, Bucky dies. Captain America's drinking by himself. Peggy Carter comes in.
That's, now that I think about it, a lot of the stuff is a little bit rushed.
Yeah, this third act is very rushed because it's a big battle scene and that's it.
Like, but we also got like, you do feel the friendship between Bucky and Steve.
Yes,
But then it's gone for like a quarter of the movie, and then it's back. But then he's just died unceremoniously, and then they don't really show Steve dealing with it.
This movie goes through a lot, but not a lot of character stuff. And I think that's why you enjoy the Tommy Lee part. Like, okay, some character stuff going on instead of just big World War One set piece or World War II set pieces.
It's a little shallow, but it's made up for with its flashiness.
Yes, because it's still visually good. And I feel like it's very period accurate and it's like definitely entertaining in all those aspects.
It definitely feels like a popcorn movie.
Yes.
At certain points.
Yes. Very much so.
Although I never eat popcorn at movies.
Popcorn's amazing. You just stop it, TJ.
Yeah, it's dry.
You and Justin. Like Justin hates popcorn. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
I don't hate popcorn.
Butter on it.
It's like, it's popcorn.
What is your problem? I go to the theater just for popcorn. Oh.
I don't think I go to when I go to the movies, I don't even go to the refreshment stand. I go right to the movie.
Stop it. I get a large soda, no ice, because there's more space for the soda, and a large bucket of popcorn. Layer the butter, please, and thank you. And I'm going to sit my fat ass down with extra napkins and some candy I snuck in, and I'm going to enjoy myself.
Yeah, no, I don't bring anything.
You monster. Sometimes if I'm feeling it, I get pretzels and the nacho cheese to dip it in because they're delicious.
Yeah, no, I don't get anything. Skip it, go right to the movie.
Nah, especially these long 2-hour movies, I need snackies. Anyways, where were we at? This movie's shallow of character development. But how did we get to that point? Bucky died. That's right, Bucky died. Captain was sad. He drinks. Can't get boys drunk. And then, like you said, they talk about not getting to the Red Skull because he can't walk up the front door. Cap's like, we can't. They do it. There's something that happens up to this.
Well, there's a big scene where it almost felt like the motorcycle race. I don't know why I felt this, but Captain America's motorcycle chasing with the other guys. Yes. What do you think? Wars. What did you feel? Yeah, it felt like Endor.
It was for straight Star Wars. Yep.
I felt like Endor, like those Ewoks and stuff. I don't know why.
It was because Leia and Luke. I thought it was Leia. I know it was Leia and someone were on their speeder bikes.
Han.
Was it Han?
Luke was in because Luke was on the Death Star when they were on Endor.
And then they were chased by fucking Nazis. They were chased by Hydra. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. It's like the SS.
Yeah, it felt very Star Wars. I don't know why. It was weird.
This planet, though, the big trees, the paths. It was straight.
It just looked like it. Yeah.
I knew exactly everything. TJ, everything's Star Wars. So what happened? So yeah, I guess
he
the meeting
attacks the front gate essentially.
He gets caught,
and then he surrenders himself. But it was all distractions so that they can come in. The rest of his guys can come in through the windows.
There's a big third act battle.
Yeah, attacking the fortress.
Yes, and then they end up in the air because Red Skull escapes in a plane, and somehow not Tony.
Well, the Red Skull is gonna. I'm assuming he's dropping bombs on
they don't really
cities.
tell us what his plan is.
Yeah, well, Zoloff says he's trying to take over everything.
But how? They don't say what his plan is.
With bombs made out of Tesseract energy.
But how's that going to take things over?
Well, he's going to go bomb Washington and all the capitals and kill all the leaders and say, "Hey, I rule now."
Okay, I guess that makes sense. But I was thinking he's just dropping nuclear bombs on them, but okay.
Well, no, he's dropping Tesseract disintegration bombs.
Okay, okay. But
before all that, Captain America chases Red Skull to the plane, but he can't catch up, so Tommy Lee Jones steals Red Skull's car, and then him and Peggy Carter kiss, And then he jumps onto the plane.
Yes, and there's a big plane sequence where Steve Rogers kills every goddamn bad guy in there, throws them to
He doesn't
propellers.
kill all of them.
Throws some out the plane. Like, one is lucky enough to be in the plane and has like a parachute.
That's what I mean. He didn't kill all.
And he throws one through the propellers, TJ. Mystifies that guy.
He did not throw him through the propellers. The guy driving the plane turned it and killed his own guy.
Okay, whatever. He kills
Look,
people
I'm not
in this
saying
movie.
he does kill a lot of people in this movie.
I was
but
not expecting that. Like, oh my god, he's killing people. But then again, they're Nazis. So like, okay, who cares?
Well, at the same time, this isn't like a superhero movie. This is war.
Yeah, no, I know, but like, I'm just so not. I'm just.
He's not a superhero. He's a soldier.
Yeah, they don't kill people later on in the movies, do they?
I don't remember.
I'm just so surprised
at that point,
by this.
he's not really fighting a war.
He fights aliens.
He's fighting aliens and stuff. So I think it's more of a superhero story at that time. But this is a war story.
That's true. And I kind of keep reminding me myself of that. Like, oh yeah, it's World War II and Nazis. It's fine, Marcus. It's fine. It just totally caught me off guard. It was like.
And plus, Captain America is not Superman.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Never established that he doesn't kill people.
I know. Trust me. I knew. I get it. Everything you're saying, I had to tell myself. I was like, why is there blood everywhere? Why does someone just go through a propeller? I need more of that in this movie. So, yeah, he kills some people. He gets the Red Skull. They hash it out. Red Skull pulls out the Tesseract. He's like, see this blue thing? I'll see you in an Infinity War. It disappears. He just disappears.
Essentially. Yeah, I'm going, what's that place called?
Not Valhalla. Shit.
Where Black Widow dies. Yes.
I do not know where it's called.
I'll see you there.
And Bucky's
in about 20 movies from now.
So good. And that's what literally happens because you never see him again. And Captain America's like, okay. And the Tesseract falls to the plane and falls into the water. Cap's like, I gotta crash the plane now because I gotta end up in the snow for some reason. He has a goodbye to Peggy. Save a dance for me next Saturday. It's tearful. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, this is a good scene. And he crashes the plane into the snow. Yeah.
And as he's talking, he crashes too.
I don't want to step on your toes, and then just crashes. It's like, crashes. No, Cap. And
I did like also that Tommy Lee Jones is like, come on, everyone out.
Yep. Just get like, and that's good. That's good. And so yeah, Captain America crash. There's a prologue.
You know what?
Epilogue.
You know what's up? This movie really did?
What?
It really established Captain America's character.
Yes.
As far as how the world perceives him. You know what I mean? He's viewed as, this great hero, this soldier who did all these amazing things. And this movie shows you why the people respect the name Captain America.
Exactly. I love it. So the war's won is Victory in London.
Speaking of which, they go all the way back to the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
They did not call this Captain America in 3 countries.
What did they call it?
The first Avenger, because of the name Captain America.
Oh, it was
Russia?
Yep. Iran?
Russia? No. I think it was...
was even Russia?
I believe it was Russia, Ukraine.
Okay. Ukraine? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, was Ukraine at the time part of Russia still? Or like under Russia bullshit or no?
No, Ukraine's been free for a while.
That was like, 2008 or some shit? That happened? I don't fucking remember. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, I gotta actually find out.
So it's the epilogue. War's won, America wins. Tony Stark finds the Tesseract underwater, but still wants to find Tony, so he keeps searching. And Peggy gets a folder of all Steve Rogers stuff. She sees a picture, and she's sad. And cuts to black. Credits roll. That's the movie, guys. That's the movie. But wait, no, it's not. Uh-oh. Captain America wakes up. He's in a hospital. There's a baseball game on the radio. He's like, where the hell am I at, guys? Someone walks in. He's like, who are you? Where are we at? She's like, oh, it's the next day or some shit. He's like, no, it's not. That game I was at. Where the f-?
That was a good twist.
Oh, it's so good.
It's like, you were like, they just picked a random game and you just happened to be in it.
Perfect. It's like, where are we at? And then now he just freaks out, runs out. It's the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters in New York City. He runs to the middle of Times Square. He's surrounded by S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Like, Fury's like, yo, motherfucker, I got some shit to tell you. Have you heard about the Avengers? And we cut to black, roll credits.
Hold on. He says, I got a lot to tell you, not the Avengers. He's like, you've been asleep for 70 years,
That's
dude.
right, 70 years. I wanted to talk like 70 years. It's a long time, TJ.
And the 3 countries were Russia, South Korea, and Ukraine.
I'm surprised Ukraine's on that list.
I'm surprised South Korea, too, because that's an American ally, too.
Yeah, it's really weird. I guess North Korea wanted to show it. Well, this came out in 2011. Were we doing some bullshit back then? We're always doing some bullshit, but doing bullshit back then?
No, I don't think so.
It's weird.
Between, let me see, opted against Paramount opted against alternate American-centric title when distributing to foreign territories instead of offering international markets a choice between the official title and the alternate, the first Avenger. Many international distributors chose to retain the original title, believing the franchise needed to be more identifiable than alternative, and that the latter would risk losing ticket sales.
Huh.
Only 3 countries chose the alternative title: Russia, South Korea, and Ukraine. An insider from the New York Times explained the name change in these countries stemmed from cultural and political concerns, though both Marvel and Paramount both declined to state an official reason.
Okay.
And it was also thought that the film would not be released in China because of the policy limited in nothing, but it did eventually release.
Which, that's surprising to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, credits roll, and we get a scene from the Avengers movie of Tony, or not Tony.
Before that, though, it says Captain America will return.
Oh, he will return in the Avengers, and then
then we get a trailer for Avengers.
No, first we get the scene from him punching the bag in the movie, because that happens literally in the movie. And then we get the trailer, and then that's it.
Essentially a trailer.
That's the Captain America: The First Avenger, guys.
Yeah, I liked it.
I was okay with it. I had no strong feelings either way, honestly.
I thought it was a good movie. I always thought it was a good movie.
For some reason, used to think it was more fish out of water than it was, but it's not. So that was a pleasant surprise. Everything you said about the movie.
Fish out of water? What?
Because he's, he goes from.
You keep thinking these movies are fish out of water, but there hasn't been a single instance where it really was.
Thor was a little bit.
No,
a little bit.
It was 2 scenes. We discussed in that movie.
It caught me off guard. I remember it being worse than that. But yeah. I do, like we talked about, like you said, the character development isn't really there. It's kind of shallow in that aspect.
But it's like I said, I don't think it was meant to. I think all of his character development is coming.
I know, but this would have helped. I think this should have been.
This was just an establishing movie. They knew they had to get this in there before Avengers. It's like, all right, let's tell the origin. Let's go.
I think that's what we talked about with Thor, and I think that's why I had a problem with these movies, because they just are obviously things to set up for the bigger movie coming up. So they're not really solo. Yeah. Here's this thing.
Yeah, and like on a first view, it's like, okay, where's all this going? Yeah. Well, on a second view, you can appreciate everything that goes into this. That went into it.
Didn't we rate Thor twice? Like one for solo.
Yeah, one we rated it for what the movie was, and then as it was as looking into it as the MCU.
Yes. So how would you do that for this one?
I think this one is less in that regard than Thor does, because it's ultimately its own movie. You could actually watch this movie as a standalone movie and just cut out the 2 present scenes, and it's standalone Captain America.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, there's not really do much to like set up for the sequels besides that.
Yeah, if you cut out the 4 minutes in the beginning and then you cut off the ending where he wakes up, this is just a period piece in the origin of Captain America. Yeah. So
what are you rating this, TJ, and why are you rating it?
What are you giving it?
I am giving this a 5. It's right in the middle for me. I guess I have no strong feelings either way. There are things I don't like, the things I do like. So and it's just like it's a solid film. It's watchable. I can't recommend it really. It's just okay. It's an okay movie.
I can recommend it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't remember what I gave Thor.
Well, this isn't Thor. This is Captain America.
Yeah, I know. But my point is, this is better than Thor in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
So if I gave Thor a 5, then this is a 6. If I gave Thor a 6, then this is a 7.
Jesus Christ, it's not a 7. God. Yeah, that's insane.
I can say it's insane.
Yeah, because it's your review on art. You're right. That's insane.
Like, I think it's better than an average movie. I was, like I said, once I got into it, I was into it.
There's not one point in this movie I was like, oh, you got me. Like, the part where they kill the guy with the blood through the thing, like, oh, wasn't expecting that. But I was never like, I'm on board for this movie.
Yeah, but you're also a cynical jerk. Yeah. We all know that. So
again, I truly think
you can't allow yourself to enjoy anything.
I did enjoy this though. I'm not saying I hate this movie. There's no way. It's not a bad movie. But it's just like, okay, I don't care. I don't care for World War II things that much. The beginning, the first 4 minutes was like, okay, I know he's gonna be in a nice thing now. Thanks, moving.
Yeah, I'm not big on the setting myself, but I'm not against it either. Though.
Yeah, I wasn't like World War II again. I was like, okay, we're doing this. And this movie did do everything justice. It did really good details of all time period shit. Like, I felt I was in World War II. I felt I was in the movie. It's like, okay, this is doing good.
This wasn't phoned in. Let's just say that.
I just think it was just too dragged. It felt dragged out.
And it was well acted. Yes. All the way around. It was well acted.
Yes.
Like, we had a problem with the acting in the last movie.
Yes. I was trying to think of a character I hated in this movie, and there's no character. I just wish that's the problem, though. Like, there was not enough character development or characters to have
Yeah.
explored, to have say, oh, that was bad acting or that was a fun character. It's like, okay, these are characters. That's all they were, just characters.
But I think the cast holds up the movie.
They did okay with the movie. Again, there was like nothing that stood out. There was no one like, damn, that person stood out or that one did really bad.
Well, like, but at the same time, I saw Chris Evans as Captain America. I was never at one point saying, "Oh, that's the guy from Fantastic Four."
No, I'll give you that. I would definitely give you that.
You know what
I
I
never
mean?
thought that either. Yeah, it's like, oh, Captain America, guys. Granted, we've had like so many movies of him as Captain America, but yeah, I never thought any other movie.
Yeah.
So,
But we recently just covered the Fantastic Four movies.
yeah, you're right.
So it's like that. Oh, look, it's the Human
No.
Torch there.
No, he is Captain America.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's what I mean. The characters embody the actors embody the characters they were.
I'll give you that. I guess mostly he did. I didn't have any other time for other characters to really care. Like Peggy, what did we learn about Peggy?
What do we learn about her?
I'll wait.
That she
As a character,
likes-
not as she's a good shot. Give me something else.
that she likes Steve Rogers.
Okay, and
That she has a soft spot for altruism. She's also what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word off the top of my head. She's heroic in her own right. Like she's got a the the word I'm looking for?
Okay.
She's like she's her own it's like she's the only woman in this movie, but I never felt that she didn't belong there.
yeah, I'll give you that. Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like any other kind of crappy superhero movie. She'd be like, "Oh, look at the woman being a woman here," and I never
Yeah.
got that.
No,
here.
I will agree with that. I will agree with that. I thought the same thing while watching. Like, oh, she doesn't feel like a damsel or
Right. She wasn't there to be saved.
No.
In fact, she kind of held her own on a lot of stuff.
she just happened to fall in love with Steve. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, tell something about Bucky. We learn about Bucky in this movie.
That he cares about his friend an awful lot. To the point where he's willing to die for him.
Twice. Or once, I guess.
So, like, that his friendship with Steve Rogers is that important.
I never really felt the friendship though being he does help Steve in the beginning, but there was never like it's the same thing I have issue with Obi-Wan and Anakin. I never felt them being brothers and friends and like kinship like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of that in this movie, but it's because he's not in the movie enough to do it.
Anyways, that's Captain America
I know.
First Avenger 2011. Go fondue yourselves, motherfucker fonduers.